What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the ZayMoolaSportsPodcast. I'm your host, and today we have a very special guest on the podcast, as we have Anastasia from the Anastasia 2025 channel. And I'm really glad that she was able to come on here. Anastasia, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. Introduce yourself to the people.
My name's Anastasia. I make videos about women's basketball. I cover all the games. I talk about news. I break down the games. I do live streams where I talk about the games and have some fan interaction. I have a podcast, Anastasia's Scouting Report, where I break down the games every week as well. So just a lot of women's basketball content for me you can expect.
Yeah, that's what's up. I like that. That's what we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be discussing the latest in WNBA Free Agency, and we're also going to be discussing the upcoming draft on tomorrow. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Okay, Anastasia, I want to start with the major news of the week, which was the Chicago trading two-time All-Star Angel Reese to the Atlanta Dream. And I'm a Dream fan, so I was incredibly ecstatic that we were able to acquire her. But how do you feel she's going to fit with our team?
I think you're getting a lot of great stuff in Angel. I think obviously her defensive presence is huge, especially against players like Asia Wilson, like AT as well, Nafisa Collier. I think when you've proven that you can hang with the best defensively, I think that's going to be a huge asset for the Atlanta Dream. So I think you can expect great defense, and she's someone who really hustles and she gets a lot of defensive rebounds. And her rebounding in general is going to be key, just a lot of second chance opportunities, and that's going to help a lot of close games. And then obviously she can score, and I think that Carl is definitely going to have more of an emphasis on her 3-point shooting and get her a more reliable jumper. And just someone who's a competitor, somebody who wants to win. So I think culturally it'll work well. So I think she's just going to bring whatever she can to the Dream. So I'm excited for her to go to a contender.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I think she's going to be a great fit for us. This is going to be the first time her career playing around great players. Ryan Howard, a great Jordan Candle, who's a really great passer. So I'm excited to see what she can do within our system. And our head coach, Carl, I think is one of the best coaches in the WNBA. And we know that he loves his offense to be really flowing, have a lot of motion, shooting a ton of threes. I think she's really going to play well in our system. So I'm incredibly excited to see what she can do. And also we signed Brianna Jones. So our starting five looks pretty good. Jordan Candle, Ryan Howard, Alicia Gray, Jones, Angel. Yeah, I'm excited to see what she can do with us. Next we had this happened yesterday. Satu signed with the New York Liberty, which absolutely surprised me. And in my opinion, the Liberty are now the favorite to win the championship, because I think they have the best starting five, the best in the WNBA. But how do you feel about Satu joining the New York Liberty?
I didn't think she would go the Liberty. I thought we would do something different. I guess I thought she wanted to have like a bigger role. So I'm just curious to see how she's gonna fit in with Liberty. I mean, you have Stewie's incredible, Sabrina and Jonquel. So like they already have their big three locked in. So it's just like, how does she fit in that team, in that role, in that system? So I think I'll be curious to see how she fits. I thought she would have had a bigger role on a different team, but also just like wanting to win. I mean, you're going from a contender in Phoenix Mercury to a contender in New York Liberty. So it's definitely not the move that I expected her to make, for sure. But I would agree that the Liberty are the favorites to win the championship. They're just too stacked. I just feel like they have no excuses not to. So that's how I saw it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can start the starting five. They have the perfect blend of shooting, athleticism, and defense. I mean, I think every player in that starting five, Sabrina, Jonquel Jones, Stewie, Satu, and my girl Leon, all of them can shoot. They're very athletic. They can play defense. All of them are very versatile. I mean, they're literally going to be able to switch 1-5, which not too many teams in there are going to have that luxury. So I really love where the Liberty are. To your point, I'm really shocked that she joined them, because she is going to have a role. Obviously, when she's with the Wings, she was the second option with Enrique. And last season with the Mercury, she was the second option, I would say, behind Alyssa Thomas. So it's going to be interesting to see how she fits in offensively with the Liberty. But I just think with the versatility, the shooting, the athleticism they have in the starting five, they're going to be an incredibly difficult team to beat.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I watched them a fair amount last season, I think. Whenever the Lynx, because Spee got injured, so I
Hmm.
only watch when she plays. So I kind of watched them a little bit more and started following them toward the end, and I had fun. So I think you just had Saucy, which just makes it more fun. So I'm definitely gonna watch a lot of their games this season, see what they have. The Dallas games are good too, so I'm excited.
Oh
Oh
yeah, I
yeah, I
cannot wait to
cannot
see the
wait to see the
Liberty, and
Liberty, and they still
they
have
still have
some pretty good depth on their bench.
with Maria
Hmm.
Johannes,
Isabel
Isabel
Harrison,
Harrison,
so
Rebecca
I think
Gardner as
Isabel signed with
well.
the
So
Tempo actually.
oh, she
I
oh, she
did.
just
did.
was yeah, she signed with the Tempo. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, well,
Okay,
they
well,
still
still
had pretty good depth on their bench, but yeah, I just think the Liberty are the favorites to win the championship. And obviously, as a Dream fan, I hate to say that, but I have to be honest, the Liberty have a really great team from top to bottom. And so you think they're the favorite as well right now?
Yeah, for sure. Just like with all the moves and stuff that they're making. And I knew that Stewie and Sabrina were gonna take less. They just seem like those kind of players and stuff, which is why they haven't signed just yet. But they will, obviously. But I just had a feeling that they were both gonna take less to just get competitors on the team because they want to win. Especially after last year, the first round exit, it was
Yeah.
disappointing. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, absolutely. Very disappointing in their season last year. Didn't expect them to be able to get a player like Savely, but great for them. And like I said, I named them favorites to win the championship. And now I want to go back to discuss the Chicago Sky because they made another move later on in the week as they signed Skylar Diggins. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Anastasia, I really don't understand this signing because to me, the Sky are in rebuild mode. So I don't know why they would sign Skylar Diggins, who's going to be 36 later. She's still a great player, but to me, she just doesn't fit up with their timeline right now. So how do you feel about Skylar Diggins going to Chicago Sky?
I think at this point with the Sky, it's just like stop the bleeding. I mean, you got to think they just traded Angel, who was the franchise player. I mean, for me, I watched the last 2 years of this guy solely for Angel, and now that Angel's done with this guy, I'm not going to be watching them consistently anymore. So I think you lose Angel, and just the roster last year wasn't great, and then she got criticized for saying that it wasn't great. So it's like you got to stop the bleeding. Like you want to be a better team than you were. You haven't made playoffs the last 2 years. This has like been extremely embarrassing. So I think Skylar at this point in her career has accepted that she's not going to win a championship. And I think she's made peace with that and it's like, let me go get the bag. So I think that's why she went from Chicago. But the facility at the Storm versus Chicago, like that's going to be an adjustment. And yeah, but
Mm-hmm.
I think she knows they're not going to win anything substantial. I don't like if they make playoffs, it's first round exit. So I think she kind of knew that
Definitely.
going in, and they just want someone to like, that's why they're making the moves that they are. They want to be more respectable, but we don't really respect Chicago anyways.
Exactly. Even with Angel Reese, I still think they were a good team. But you're right. They haven't made the playoffs in the last couple of years, and so maybe they just wanted to add a great player in Skylar Diggins. Again, I just don't think she fits with their current timeline. I think they're in a rebuild. But maybe they'll surprises, make the playoffs. Like even if they make the playoffs, they're definitely going home in the first round. They just don't have enough talent on the roster to seriously compete. Excuse me. And also today, they made another move as they traded for Rakia Jackson from the LA Sparks in exchange for Ariel Atkins. Me personally, I love this trade because I think Rakia Jackson gives them a young, future superstar player to build around. And Ariel Atkins is a really good player, but I definitely think Rakia Jackson has a higher ceiling, has more upside to her than Ariel Atkins at this point in her career. So I like this trade for both teams. But how do you feel about the Rakia Jackson Ariel Atkins trade?
I think for me, I feel for Rakia. I just feel like she's been through a lot recently this past year, and then have to go to Chicago. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I'm just thinking, what are the Sparks doing? Because you drafted Cam at 2, and you drafted Rakia at 4. So it's like we're gonna do a rebuild, but it's like I don't know. Last year they missed the playoffs, but I think that was really because of their defense. Their defense was terrible. I don't know. Lynn
Yeah.
Roberts gets another year, so I'm like, you literally are basically saying we're gonna do a rebuild, and then you're not patient to see it come to fruition. And I feel like the Sparks, they're getting too old. Like I like Kelsey Plum, but she's like 30. NECA just signed; she's like 34, I believe. I
Mm-hmm.
think Handy's like early 30s. You get Ariel Atkins, so Cam would be the only younger player on that roster in the starting five if they even start her. And I feel like she got shafted with her minutes last year because she came back from the ACL, and then she was competing with Azare. Azare goes to the Sky now too. So I don't know. And I felt like Rakia was right about to be an all-star. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what the Sparks are doing. So I don't know. I think she'll find a way to have decent production on the Sky, but I don't know. I don't love it for her. I guess I'll put it that way.
It's actually interesting that you mentioned about them selecting Cameron Jackson with the second overall pick, and now 2 years later they basically accelerate their rebound. I said this the other day when I was discussing Echo Guma came returning to the Sparks because it's just like kind of strange how everything happened so quickly. I mean, 2 years ago when she left, they were entering a rebound, and now 2 years later they really accelerated their by adding a lot of players like Kelsey Plum, De'Aaron Henry, and Echo Guma, and now Ariel Atkins as well. You're right. Definitely a very veteran roster that I expect will be able to compete this year, but maybe for the long term, you don't love them because, like you said, outside of Cameron, they don't really have a young player that you can comfortably build around for years to come, which is why maybe we'll kept it. But I think they want to bring in Ariel Atkins to your point to improve their defense. Ariel Atkins is one of the best 3 guards in the WNBA, and it's going to be a really great fit next to Kelsey Plum. And again, I think the Sparks will compete this year. Do you think they can compete this year?
I mean, they might. It might be like a first round exit type situation. I think another thing that people don't talk about is their bench. Their bench last year was terrible. Ray Burrell was the only one who gave you good production, and she hasn't re-signed yet. So it's like, what if she goes somewhere else? Who are you going to get to come off the bench for you? So yeah, and then I don't know. It's just like she can help their defense, but I mean, Kelsey Plum, I love her. She's not a great defender. And then, like, I don't know. I just feel like their defense is still going to be a huge question mark. And I just don't like Lynn Roberts' mentality of eliminating a mid-range jump shot and all threes and layups. And, like, they're fun to watch, but it's like when they can't score, they can't defend. So that's like why they lost. When you score 84, but you give up 86. So I'm just like, I don't know. Like, maybe a first-round exit for them as well and everything. But I just feel like you got to be more patient with the rebuild. You know, I thought last year they showed some promise on it.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted them to be more patient with rebuild. I really wanted to build their team around Kid Jackson and Cameron Green. But they elected not to do that. And I think they really stick to us last year. They wanted to kind of enter out of the rebuild phase when they acquired Kelsey Plum. Like, why would they be acquiring Kelsey Plum when they literally have 2 young players on the team, Kid Jackson and Cameron Green, that they can build around? So it's kind of what the Sparks have done because they have drastically changed the outlook of their roster. And again, I think it will pay off this year, but I don't love them long term. But I think this year they have a chance to be a pretty decent team. Also, just find out that they Carrington is signed with Chicago. So man, Scott just making so many additions to their team. How do you feel about Carrington going to Scott?
I'm really surprised that Cheryl Reeve didn't do whatever she could to retain her. Like, because I like the Lynx as well, and I watched a lot of the games last year, and I watched for Fee, and I thought Dejanay was a really positive addition. Like the defense in that system, I think she's best when she plays within a system like that, and her shot selection is limited, which I think Cheryl Reeve provided for her. And in that series against the Valkyries in Game 2, that was a way closer game, and she got so many key defensive stops at the end to win in that game. So I just felt like Dejanay showed you enough last year to where it's like you should bring her back. So I don't know if it's a contract situation. I mean, it doesn't help when you give Courtney Million $1.2 million a year for some reason. So I'm like, maybe she just didn't get what she wanted. Maybe she wanted to go to a different situation. So I'm like, I don't know, but I'm really surprised Cheryl did not retain because Bridget Carlton, I think it was right to let her walk, but I thought Dejanay was going to go and replace her at the 3. So I don't know if she wants to have Fee convert to the 3, but I also heard Fee doesn't like to play the 3. So I don't know the validity of those things. So I don't know. I guess it's only a 1-year deal. So I mean, if she doesn't like it, she can just get out. So that's good for her. But I don't know. It's kind of surprised Cheryl just let her walk like that.
Yes, and the Lynx also lost Smith to the Dallas Wings. So I think a lot of more underrated players in the She's one of the best defenders in the league. So they've lost some really key pieces in Bridget Carlton, Dejanay Carrington, and Alana Smith. But I just found out it's kind of like coming in very quickly as we're doing this. I just found out that Natasha Howard signed a 2-year deal with them, which I really like because I know she's older, but she's still a really solid player, really good two-way player that I think is going to fit well next to Collier.
Yeah, I hear various stuff about her. I know she played for them before. I know she played for the Fever, but I don't really watch the Fever. So we'll see how it works and how it goes and everything with that. With the land signing, I'm a Dallas fan, so I'm really
Okay,
excited
okay.
that we got her because I thought our defense in the post was awful last year. So
Yes,
I think
yes.
the defense is gonna help, and then that's just gonna pave the way for us to get AZ. Like we signed multiple bigs at this point, so I think it's just like I felt for months we were gonna get AZ, but I think it continually makes it more obvious. So I really like the land move, and it seemed we couldn't get anybody, and I was hoping we got land, so I think that's positive. But I don't know. I think it's really, and they're getting Nia Coffee too with the links, so I'm just wondering what. I don't know. I would assume Cheryl would draft Lauren, so also they could provide mentorship to her. But
Yes,
it's
yes.
interesting. We'll see. But I don't know. I just think we needed something better at point guard. You let everybody else walk pretty much. They did re-sign K-Mac, but I just feel
Yes,
like
they
why couldn't we
did.
let Courtney walk then? So I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah, and I think
Yeah,
it's
and I
going to
think
be
it's going to be
interesting to
interesting to
see
see
what
what
they
they
do
do
with
with
that
that
point
point
guard
guard
spot
spot
because
because
obviously
obviously
they could select Olivia Miles,
Miles,
or like you said, they could elect to select Lauren Best if they want to add some more depth to their center spot. Personally, I have them selecting Olivia Miles because I think she's a generational prospect. I mean, she's one of the best point guards I've ever seen. I love her core vision, the way she sees the floor. She has a high basketball IQ. She's a triple double threat. She's really improved as a 3-point shooter. So I would love to see her with the Minnesota Lynx alongside Kevin McBride in that backcourt. But you brought up a good point. They did re-sign Courtney, so maybe they elect to select Lauren Best. But I still would take Olivia Miles. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with you about the age thing because I've been feeling like that the Wings were going to select her. Although in my opinion, I would select Lauren Best because I think she's the best player in this draft class. I love AZ. I think the only question I have about AZ is her shot creation ability. She's an elite three-point shooter, but we saw in that South Carolina game when they were eliminating her as a three-point shooter. She really struggled because she's not great at creating shots for herself. She's not great at creating
That's
shots
not
for dribble,
true, though. That's
so
not true. I mean, they just posted the WNBA just posted a highlight of AZ creating off the dribble. She does it all the time. I think she's an elite 3-point shooter, so that's what she gets used as a lot. But she's created a lot off the dribble so many times. There's been multiple games she made one or two threes. So I personally just don't think that's true. I mean, and also in that South Carolina game, they were hacking her and Sarah as well multiple times where they should have got fouls called. And it's kind of hard to create a shot if you don't have any space to get the shot off. So it's just like they double teamed her and Sarah the whole game because they know they're the only ones who can consistently generate offense. Like Sarah was getting hacked in the paint the whole game. So I just feel like they did everything that they could in that game. I think that they played extremely hard, and that's really all I can ask for them. And they've been so consistent. So I felt like that's the one time where they couldn't show up for a multitude of reasons. And it's like Ashlyn Shade was the only one who did something to even be in the conversation helping them. I don't know. I just don't feel like AZ gets enough grace. And I feel like there's a lot of, what is it called, misconceptions about her and what she can actually do. But she absolutely can create off the dribble. I mean, the mid range, she's leaned into it a lot this season. She can finish at the basket. I think she can score at all three lane levels. She's dangerous. But that's my take on AZ. About the Olivia thing, I don't think Olivia Cheryl's kind of player at all. Her defense is she's a defensive liability. I don't think Cheryl likes that at all. So I'm just not seeing how that would fit again with them re-signing Courtney Williams. To me, I like Lauren a lot. I do. I think she's a great player.
yes,
To me,
yes.
AZ at her peak is going to be better than Lauren, but I
Okay,
think
okay.
Lauren is going to be a huge contributor for the Minnesota Lynx. I think Lauren needs to develop more of an outside shot. And we saw that with the turnaround fadeaways this year, which I thought was positive, but she doesn't have a 3-point shot. And I think when you look at Land and you look at John Quell and you look at the centers, they have the 3-point shot. And Cheryl
Yes,
likes to do that.
yes.
So I think Cheryl's going to make her develop that outside shot. But just like the team being defense first and a lot of positive things she does, I think that the Lynx is the best system for her because we can't develop bigs. We can't develop them. That's why we're not drafting one. That's why we're getting people who know what they're doing and have experience with that. So I just think the Lynx is the best place for Lauren. And I think she knows that she's going there. So if Cheryl doesn't take her, I think that she's done for that. There's no way. You have to, if we're getting to a rebuild, why don't you get a great young player who on a cheap contract? You know? That's how I see it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And I think she'll be an incredible fit next to Chicago. I mean, they could become the best defensive court in the WNBA. So I think Lauren Best will be a great fit with the Minnesota Lynx. I want to get your take on Iowa. I know some people think she should be the number one overall pick. Personally, I don't think she should. Not saying I think she's a player. I think she has the highest upside of any player in this draft class. But I just want to take her with the first pick. So how do you feel about that?
My entire thing about Alba fam is that people set her up. If they would have said she was a lottery pick, like I could have lived with that. I still disagree. I don't think she has the talent of a lottery pick at all. But my entire thing is people literally, I don't know if you've heard this, but people have said that Alba fam is the next Asia Wilson.
Yes.
I'm just like, how are you the next? Asia Wilson is a 4-time MVP and a 3-time champion. She has Olympic medals. She's accomplished. I'm just like, it's a setup to me. And Alba fam's not consistent. I'm sorry. Like other players, they have 10 points. Everyone's on them. That's a terrible game. You choked. You're awful. You're not worth da-da-da. But she has 10 points, and that's a legacy game. Like that game whenever we played them in FIBA, all this takes about 10 points in a game. I'm sorry. Like, that's the least that you should be able to do. But that's what the ceiling is. She doesn't even start for Valencia. She comes off the bench. She can't rebound. She constantly loses the ball. Her defense is terrible. Her passing, and it's just a bunch of blown assists. I don't understand it. And every time you talk about Alba fans' flaws, she's only 19, it's potential and data. Potential is not quantifiable stat. A lot of people, they were projected to do great things and they were disappointing, and that is what it is. So I disagree with that. Like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe if she goes to the right team, she can be decent. But I think it's going to take a lot of work. And I just don't think that her motor is there. And like her will to rebound, her will to defend. And also her shot is extremely limited, as well. Like, I don't know. She doesn't like to deal with physicality. She doesn't like to deal with double teams. And you have to do that as a post player. But she's supposed to be a center, but she can't rebound. She can't do that as a power forward. So then she has to play the 3. And 3 and D, but your 3 shot is not consistent and you can't play defense. So where am I supposed to slot her? What am I supposed to do with her? I just don't understand the PR that she gets. I don't understand. And I think a lot of it, people just put together highlights and people watch the highlights. You have to watch the full games. I've watched so many games and I'm just not moved by it. And her screen, she sets illegal screens. So what am I supposed to do with that? I don't get it. I really, really, really don't get it. I don't get how this is supposed to be a number 1 pick and we don't average double digits. That doesn't make sense.
Thank you. Exactly. I 100% agree with you. I think she's overrated. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but I just think she's overrated as a prospect. Yes, she can do some things well. You look at her shooting ability or shooting potential. I think she has a solid shot. She doesn't shooting well right now, but I think she has a solid form. I think she's an okay passer. My biggest concerns about her offensively. I mean, I just don't think she's a great defensive player at all. You look at the size and athleticism, you would think she would be at least a decent defender. I don't think she's very aware defensively at all. So I have major about her.
Like, she's not a great shot blocker either.
No.
For a 6'4" player, I just don't get it. Exactly. I'm just like as a post player, you're gonna have to deal with contact. And where's her back to the basket game? All of it's face up. It's wide open layups. You're not getting that in the league. You're getting double team. People highlight travels. You're not getting off a travel in the league. They call that every single time. So I don't feel like she's fundamentally sound. Like, I'm not looking at her and be like, this is something consistently a move that we can go to every time. This is something that you developed, the mechanic. I'm just like, what about Awa is such a sure thing for people that, we have to take her at number 1 and it's potential and da. I just never understood the PR that she gets for the production that she consistently has. It doesn't make any sense to me. So I just feel like there's a lot of flaws and people aren't talking about it, and I don't understand it. Like, what irritates me is they get to have their critiques about other players, but when we critique Awa, we're not allowed to do that. I just don't think that that's fair. As long as it's a basketball conversation and we're talking about that purely and we don't get to personal things, which I don't believe in doing, why can't we have a conversation? I don't understand.
Absolutely. I just think people are hyping her way too much. And if she was to go to the Dallas first overall pick, I mean, they would regret that decision for years to come. So I don't think that's going to happen. I know a lot of people think it's going to happen. I don't foresee it. I think it's either going to be AZ or Lauren Best. I'm kind of with you. I'm really leaning towards AZ, which I've been thinking it was going to be her for anyways, especially the relationship she has with Paige. They already have great chemistry between them. I've been thinking for months that she was going there, and now I really think it's going to be AZ. Still a small chance it could be Lauren Best, but I really think it's AZ. but I never thought that our fam should be the first pick in the draft. Come on, kidding ourselves. To be honest, she's not that good of a player. So, and I do think she has a high upside, but as you pointed to, it's hard to really understand the potential that a player could have. I mean, you can say a player has high potential, but can they actually reach that potential? Because she become the player that some people think she can become. I don't know. I know AZ's going to be good. I know Lauren Best is going to be really good. I think Olivia Miles is going to be really good. I could look at those players and say they're going to be very productive players in the WNBA. Well, we really have to project. We have to say, okay, she maybe could become a good player, but that's not a guarantee. With those players, they're going to be very good players in the league for years to come. So I absolutely agree with your take on our fam.
I just feel like also with the number one pick, you need to come in there and you need to make an immediate impact. I think it's different for players like Kelsey Plum, Jackie Young. They struggled when they first came in, but they're also undersized guards. So it's definitely harder for guards to translate in the league. But they also went to a situation where it's like, there's no pressure. We can take our time with you and get you to where you need to go to. And that took a lot of work to get them to that point. But I just feel like number one pick, when has it ever pretty much been about potential? You have to go in and make an impact on day one. And I think AZ has enough tools offensively and defensively to come in there and do her thing. And like, I just feel like top three was, always going to be AZ, Lauren, Olivia. I felt that way for months. Me too. So I don't know. Like I said, it's just the motor concerns about Awa. I just feel like people don't talk about that. And like I said, I just think it would take a lot for her to get there and to be decent, because the physicality and the players you're dealing with here are way different than over at Eurobasket and things. And I just feel like people don't talk about like that aspect of it.
Absolutely. Like I said, I agree with you. I don't think she can be a great player. I think she maybe eventually could become a decent player, but there's so many flaws in her game, particularly defensively. I think again, that's my biggest problem with her. You have the height, the length, and supposed athleticism that she has. You need to be a good defender. You would think she would be a very versatile defender, but she's not. She can't guard in the space, can't guard in the post. So you have major defensive concerns about our fam. And you said your top three has always been Lauren Best, Olivia Miles, and AZ was my top three.
I had AZ 1, I had Lauren 2, and then I had Olivia 3. That's what I've had since at least December. I feel like it's been pretty obvious, and people are just now starting to realize that that's going to happen. But yeah, that's been my top 3 for a bit.
Yes, it's been my top well. Now, who are you dating some other players in this draft that can be great? Because I love Kiki Rice, I love Gabrielle Hawkins, I love Flazé Johnson. Who are some of your favorite players in this draft class outside the top Lauren Best, Olivia Miles, and AZ Fudd?
I like Flazé a lot. I think she's really talented. She can score at all 3 levels, very flashy. I also like her defense. She can defend too. I think my thing with her, she's just been inconsistent this year. Like I felt like in the big matchups, like she didn't really show up in them. And it's just, I don't know what I'm going to get from her. So I feel like she just needs like a sports psychologist. I think the mom shouldn't be the manager, respectfully. And I think a change of scenery could be good for her, because when I see her play up to what she can do, like that one South Carolina game in the regular season, like this is like a great player. I just feel like she's played herself out of being a lottery pick, which is unfortunate because I had her there months ago, but I just don't think the production has matched that, I think if she would have played her cards right, we could have been in lottery conversations, but I'm not seeing that for her. And if the sky takes her, I don't think that that's a bad pick at all. Like I said, I think, you got to get the right people around her and hopefully a sports psychologist to get her mental right, because I think she puts a lot of pressure on herself when she doesn't perform, how she wants to. And I think that that's holding her back, but I think she's extremely talented. So when she's on, I love Flazé. Who else is in this draft? I'm trying to think. I like Rory Harmon from Texas a lot.
Yes. I love Rory.
So I think what's holding her back in this draft, I think she's second round. But what is it called? I think her size, she's only 5'6". Yep, so I think that's definitely going to hurt. It's really hard in the league to make it at 5'6". I think her shot isn't the most consistent. I wish she could kind of elevate on the jump shot. So me too. I think if she goes to the right situation, she could be an impact player. And I think she's really good defensively. She takes a lot of pride in her defense. And I think she's a true floor general. Like we don't have a whole lot of true point guards anymore. I feel like who are really taking pride in playing the position, which I feel like she does. So I really liked her game when I watched Texas, because I watch Texas a lot. So I'm hoping that she can find a way to be impactful in the league. So I would say that she comes to mind for me for sure.
Yes, I'm a big fan of her, man. I think the only knock on her would be her size, like you said, and her jump shot as well. But what she does defensively, I mean, she's a very tenacious defender. She really challenge you 94 feet, the length of the floor, and she is a really good passing point guard. Sees the floor and the high level. I can see her kind of being like a Jordan Canada. Jordan Canada is not the best shooter, she's not the best scorer, but she's a really great defender and a really good passer. So I can see Rory having that type of potential in the WNBA. There's also some other players in the draft I like Tanaya Lass, didn't have the most consistent year this year in South Carolina, but still like her as a scorer. Also like Janai Barker. Also really like Cody McMahon. How do you feel about those players?
I feel like these were kind of players I watched like more on the side, if that makes sense. Like, I think Cody McMahon will probably be decent in the league from what I've seen from her. Probably like third option, fourth option, no shade. But I think like she's a decent player. So I would say Janai Barker, I really don't remember much. I was more so of a like Talasia Cooper fan. I like Talasia Cooper a lot from Tennessee. I really enjoy her. So I'm excited to see what she does because she transferred to Ole Miss. So yeah, I feel like for the draft, a lot of us are focused more on like, I don't know, I think the top 10, like the first rounders, like those kind of players. But I think that they can definitely find a way. I think a lot of it's the fit too. Like honestly, like you have to go to the right team that's going to utilize you like correctly. So like people said, it's really not the number, it's about like where you go. That's why I think Lauren to the Lynx is like a match made in heaven. I think that Cheryl's been looking for somebody like her, and her competitive energy I think will be really exciting for Cheryl Reeve.
Yeah, absolutely. Fit matters, team matters, going to the right system, and the right coach absolutely matters. That's why, Lauren Best going to the league be great. I think Flage going to the Sky would be great, because I think they would give her a lot of freedom to really just be that great player that she can be. Like you said, she just had a very inconsistent season this year at LSU, but Flage is on the top of her game. She can be one of the best two-way players in the league. Because she's an offensive and defensive player when she's playing at the top of her game. So I would really love her Chicago Sky. Probably though, my favorite player in this draft would have to be Gianna Neek. Outside the top three, I think she's my favorite player.
Interesting.
She's an elite shooter. I think she's a passer. Not the best defense, but I just love her shooting.
Yeah, her defense not good.
Her defense is good. No.
I have big concerns about her off ball is fine. The on ball defense needs some work, and her shooting form. Hopefully we can lock that in. But she's a decent player. I mean, I think she did some decent stuff for UCLA. I think we got to get more consistent. I think her tournament run wasn't fantastic. But I think she's decent. If she goes to the right situation, if like the Mystics snack her, you have her and Kiki in the draft, she plays the two, you know. She could do something in the league, you know. She can score at all three levels. She got some tools. So I like that about her for sure. She's a good player.
Yes, and I also like her teammate Gabriella Jaquez, who I call the Swiss Army knife. I think she does everything at a really good level. I really love Gabriella Jaquez. I think she would be a great fit for the Fever.
Yeah, I think the Fever's going to take her. Like, you need a backup for Kelsey Mitchell, so I could definitely see her going to the Fever, so I see that.
Yes, and she provides some pretty solid defense for them as well. Because we know the Fever can score. They just need to add some defenders to their roster. Gabriella Jaquez would provide that for them. Okay, so Anastasia, who are your top five players in this draft class? I know you said Lauren Betts, AZ, and Olivia Miles. Who would you have at 4 and 5 in the draft right now?
Let me pull up my mock draft because like I made one, so I'm just gonna go with like what I kind of like wrote down and everything. For who I think these teams are most likely to take. So my top 5, I had AZ Fudd at number 1, I had Lauren Betts at number 2, I had Olivia Miles at number 3, number 4 I had Kiki Rice going to Washington Mystics. Just because like, if Georgia Amore's what you bargained for, you still need a 2 because Sonia plays the 3. And then if she's not, then you can have Kiki play the 1. I thought Chicago might take Awa Pham. I already explained how I feel about Awa Pham, why I don't believe that she is a lottery level talent. But Jeff, being Jeff, I feel like he might fall for debate and take her. But if he takes Flage, obviously that's not the right pick. That's not the wrong pick, excuse me. I really like Flage. Like I said, I think she's really great. So I wouldn't mind if they took Flage. But we'll see. I did have Portland taking Flage at number 6. So that's kind of like a breakdown. I had Martine from Spain team going to Portland. I felt like they might
Ooh,
go
I like that. I like
international.
that pick.
Yeah, I like Martine, so I think she's good. So that's kind of a little bit of what I got written down so far. So we'll see what happens. I wonder if any teams are going to make any trades on draft day for certain players, for picks, because that does happen every year. But if the line holds, this is kind of what I think the teams are going to go with.
Okay, yeah, I like your mock draft. It's kind of similar to mine. Kind of similar to mine. Except I have Gabriela Jaquez in the top eight. But I like that. I like that mock draft. So Anastasia, who do you think is going to be the best player in this draft class 10 years from now? When we look back, we're going to say this was the best player. AZ for Lauren Best, Flage, Kiki Rice. Who do you think is going to be the best player in this draft class 10 years from now?
I mean, to me, it's AZ Fudd. Like, I love AZ. Like, that's one of my favorite players. But I just think like this is going to be one of the best shooting prospects we've ever seen. I think the jump shot is just so pure, and like I said, scoring at all three levels. Like her threes, she made over 100 threes last year, like 117 threes or something this past season. And I think that shooting will translate. And I think Paige is just going to get her so many opportunities in transition, dribble handoffs, things of that nature, and she can self create as well. So I think that'll be huge. Her mid range shot, her layup, just textbook shooting form that you're going to get. I think she's consistent. I think that she's efficient, just like Paige is, and they know how to play together. And I think that her and Paige just bring the best out of each other. They know how each other likes to play. And I think, just with what Jose's got going on, to me, it's going to be AZ. I think Lauren will be fantastic as well. I really do like Lauren. But to me, I would say AZ in 10 years. Like, there's just a lot of things she's going to break. And I think there's going to be a lot of little girls and audiences who love AZ and what she represents and identities and all those things. So I'm very excited.
Okay. And I'm gonna take Lauren Best, but I agree with everything about AZ. She's gonna be a great player, and I think it's either her or Lauren Best that's going to be the best player from this draft class when we look back 10 years from now. But I think both of them are going to be incredible talents. So Anastasia, is there anything else you want to say to the audience before we get out of here again? Want to appreciate you for coming on to the ZMS podcast. Anytime you want to come out here, just hit me up, let me know. Any last thing you want to say to the audience?
So my social media, where you can find me, I do have a YouTube channel. It's just Anastasia25, one word. So that's where all of my game reviews get posted there. My free agency, I'm doing a lot of stuff there, draft analysis, like all those things are posted on my YouTube channel. So I'm really active on YouTube. I have a podcast that I host as well. It's called Anastasia Scouting Report. The video version is uploaded on YouTube every week. So I think I'm gonna be on episode 14. So I've kept up pretty consistent. And my next episode is gonna be about the WNBA Draft. What are my opinions, free agency? So probably coming like Wednesday, this upcoming week. I do it every week. I do have a TikTok account. It's the same as my podcast, Anastasia's Scouting Report. And all my YouTube videos are on TikTok and vice versa. So you guys can check that out. I do have another TikTok account. It's at Anastasia250_. So that's the one I go live on. So I will be doing an entire live stream for the draft, and you guys can see my live reactions to the players getting picked where, and we can celebrate AZ going number one, and just breaking it down because I haven't been on live in so long, and I love interacting with, everyone who supported me and meeting new people. So yeah, I would say that YouTube, TikTok, probably my most active platforms where I post my videos. So you guys can find me for more content. We'll be covering the WNBA a lot. Every Dallas game I'll be there. Minnesota when Fee plays, I'll cover the Dream because Angel plays there. And just other teams. If you guys have any other reviews or any things you want me to do, let me know. I'm very active, but just a lot of women's basketball content. So that is where you can find me on social media.
Yeah, y'all go follow my girl Anastasia, push out some incredible WNBA content. Before we get out of here, Anastasia, I saw that you recently made a post that you interacted with Paige and Angel Reese. How was that?
It was great. It was just something. It was kind of like a last minute trip. It was a cool event. I really thought we were just gonna go watch them speak, and that was it. But my sister was like, "Now it's their opportunity to meet Paige and Angel," and we saw them taking photos with fans. So I had the opportunity to take a photo with both of them, which was cool. And then Angel saw me afterwards, and she was getting in her car to leave, and said that she liked my shoes. I was wearing her player edition of the Reebok shoes. So it was just a really cool experience. My sister got a photo with Paige, so I was just it was a great day, to get to meet them both on the same day. So it was a really cool opportunity. I had a great trip. So
Yeah, absolutely. I saw that she mentioned your shoes. So, yeah, that was really cool. It's always great when you meet celebrities and they just treat you with the utmost respect. Because sometimes celebrities can kind of be entitled, but it was great to see the way that Angel Reese and Paige treat you. Like our celebrity. So it was really great to see that. And remember y'all that tomorrow I want to hear on here go live for the WNBA Draft, give my reactions, recap to it. Remember y'all, that's good medicine. So what? Make sure you daily dose. And I love y'all. God bless. Peace.